So the discussion today feels a whole level deeper than the discussions that we had yesterday, and I'm really excited about that because people are getting this, all the right questions being asked, and it's actually surprising me how often someone's asked a question and I go to answer, and the other guy next to me, who's not a Kynetx employee, actually answers it for me and preaches the good word. So it's been a really great experience today. I'd like to, so today we're going to do a sort of an advanced version of what we did yesterday and focus on some of the more advanced things that you can do with the Kynetx platform. And I'm also going to include some debugging information and some other things that I think you'll find very helpful. So this isn't organized in any one place online, but it will be as we sort of gather this together and be able to post some sort of post-conference updates on what we've done here. So my slides consist of my opening slide and this one. So I'd like to switch over to no slide rigor mortis for my presentation today. So the first thing I'd like to do is show you one of the other advanced actions that we have called annotate search results. Like yesterday I was able to show you notify and the ability to sort of really quickly display a nice looking message on a web page in ways that works really nicely. And today I'm going to show you annotate search results. You've seen this in several of the demos that several of our partners have integrated this into their apps, and I'm going to show you a simple example of how it works. And so in my search annotation app here, in dispatch I have this firing on Google and Bing, and so I've put those both in the dispatch block here. And then I only have one rule, and here's what it does. Let me go through it line by line here. The first thing says select on any pages on these domains, which is a little expansive for what you would normally want to do, but for the purposes of a demo, this will do exactly what we want. So the next piece here is an emit block, and I'm going to talk about this today. We allow you to emit JavaScript and annotate search results. Currently has the option of using an emitted JavaScript function to make the decision on your search engine annotation. This will make more sense in a second. And then the third line, or the third block here, I'm actually calling the annotate search results action and passing it the name of the function that I defined in my JavaScript emit statement. So let me go run the demo, and then we'll come back and look at what the logic is doing. So I'm going to go to google.com. Oh, and by the way, I'm not on our proxy up here for the demo. I'm wired in. But if you go to google.com, I'm really grateful that we have Jesse, our intern, has a sense of humor. He's replaced the Google logo with our own version of a Google Doodle honoring Kynetx today. So I hope you appreciate that. So I'm going to go to Google here, and I'm going to search for the tick. And you'll notice along certain search results, we've got an annotation here. We have an annotation that only appears next to some of the search results. Now this is clearly a comical example. I wasn't trying to do this. We've seen some other examples where you might have a AAA logo show up next to a website that gives you a AAA discount. That's maybe a more a practical approach to what we're doing. But for our demonstration, we want to do something funny here. So. And so this is the demo on Google, and you'll notice that not all the search results are annotated. And we'll go and look at the logic on which ones are and which ones aren't in just a second. But I want to go, big.com is not where I want to go. So here I am on Bing, I'm going to search for the same thing. And you'll notice that some of the search results are annotated here as well. And so this works in a cross-browser way without you, the rule developer, having to write the cross-browser stuff natively. We're trying to hide the ugly stuff so that this will mask.
What do you mean cross-site?
Yeah, I meant cross-site in this case. We also hide cross-browser ugliness, but in this case it's a cross-site ugliness. There's differences in between how Bing and Google work, and we don't want you to have to worry about that. We want to worry about that and allow you to simply declare, kind of state what you would like to happen, and we'll make it happen. So let me go back over to the rule here. That's not where I was going either. So here we go. Here's the JavaScript function that actually runs this. Let me space it out here a little bit. So it's a function that takes. Oh, Bill wants me to blow this up. Who has a screen zoom? I want to do screen zoom instead of font size for a particular reason.
Control, two-finger scroll up.
Really? Yeah, it's just Command plus.
Nope. Now I want to do the full screen zoom. The magnifier.
Control key, two-finger, and swipe up on the mouse on the trackpad.
Come on, it's a Mac. It's me.
Ah, there we go. Okay. I'm not sure why it's forcing me into this loop. Awesome. Go away. I have absolutely no idea why this is doing
Sean,
this.
what's going on there?
Sean broke it. No,
Quit picking on
you didn't.
Sean. Day 17.
Okay. So what I've got here is a JavaScript method that takes an object. The object that you are passed is the DOM element of the search result. So one particular line out of Google, one search result for one website is the DOM element that this method is passed. And then what we're doing here is we're extracting out the text of what's inside this DOM element and simply running a regular expression against it. So if the title of the page or the URL or any of the text that exists inside of that DOM element matches the tick, then we return the annotation spoon, which is what you saw there. And if not, we return false. Returning false means, or anything that evaluates the false, means that you want no annotation to occur. And so nothing will actually show up on that particular search result. This select method is called once for each of the search results on your page. So you just write the method that looks at one individually, and then we will run that method for each of the search results that we find.
You want to do that again a little slower?
Do what again? Say it?
Yes.
Okay. So this select method takes it receives, as it's called, one DOM element. And the DOM element is the search result, is the outer search result, one at a time. So you're not going to get the list of 10, you're only going to get one. And as it's passed in, you have the opportunity to inspect it in any way that you would like. You can check the domain, you can check for the existence of text like we're doing here. You can really do anything that you want to. And then whatever you return will be the annotation that actually shows up inside the search result.
Oh, okay, so match is not regular expression.
Yes, so match is simply a JavaScript function that matches a regular expression.
Okay, thank you.
And so you can do anything inside of JavaScript. One of the things that Phil mentioned yesterday in his data talk is that if you have a data set declared in your rule, that is also available on the page. So if your decision to annotate or not to annotate comes from a data set, you can actually use that and actually consult the data set here in order to decide what to do.
You select using dot. What are you selecting?
What's dot?
Dot. That's a regular expression.
Okay, that's a regex. Okay.
So it matches anything with at least one character,
I
which
just wasn't sure what.
turns out to be anything. Yep.
And what is setting parentheses?
If you capture, this is stuff that Phil mentioned yesterday, if you use a parentheses in your regular expression on the URL, setting allows you to capture whatever you captured into a variable for use in your rule.
No, Sammy, question.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So the question is, this last one anyway, is what does setting mean? And let me just type a quick example of what you could do. So let's say I wanted you to allow, so basically everything after the domain, you want to be able to use whatever's after the domain in your URL. You could write the select statement like this and then simply put your variable name here. And then foo becomes available inside your application. So you could like call notify with foo as a variable, and it would simply just redisplay that as part of your Kynetx action.
So then do you even need setting? That's just the language.
It's just a language. That's just the syntax of KRL.
Setting at this point is not optional.
Yeah.
You have to put setting. I mean, it's just a parsing.
Just how the parser works.
It's just a parsing thing, but. So if you don't set foo, how do you get access to that?
There are page intrinsics that you can use to access different portions of the URL that was used in the calling page. So you can get the host name or the domain name and anything else as part of it, the full path, the query string.
So is that just piped in then, or is it select using the pipe into that JavaScript function, or
Is that piped in? What do you mean?
pipe transfers from?
The JavaScript can be injected
It's like a
into the
flow.
page, right?
You mean the emit statement here? So the question is, so is the emit statement placed within the page? I'm unclear on what you're asking.
He missed yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll catch up on my own time.
Okay, well, do that, and I'm going to explain some more things about JavaScript today that will probably answer your question anyway.
Okay.
Any other questions about